All right, gang, your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen. I want to show you something revolutionary. This is the ProTech Offshore Fighting Grip. But what we've never talked to you about is how it works for dragging the planers. This is revolutionary for planer fishing. We have a small planer here. We have the number 2 ProTech Offshore Fighting Grip. We're going to show you something. When you're fishing with the planer, gang, you're usually using just a straight rod. We're going to use it with the ProTech Offshore Fighting Grip with this shock absorbing system. As we drag the planer through the water, I want you to see how the shock absorber is going to work here. Because what happens when you're using a planer, you're usually just using a standard old rod. And what happens is you don't have any give. So as this thing starts to dig with the planer, this shock absorbing system is going to take, look at it, if you see it flexes, it's going to take all the drag out of the rod and actually put it on to this shock absorbing system in the ProTech Offshore Fighting Grip. So it makes it really, really good. If we pan up here and we see how the rod's bending, it makes it really, really good for dragging the planer. And the further out we're gonna put this, the deeper that planer is gonna dig. And it's also phenomenal for when you get a bite. Because a lot of times when you get a bite using a planer, there's no give. It's just instant, and then a lot of times it'll snap your line. But with this ProTech Offshore Fighting Grip, you have this give right here with the patented shock absorbing system that's gonna allow that planer to fish, and it's also gonna allow it, when it gets bit, to have a little bit of a give so it's not snapping your line off. I know a lot of you have had that problem when you're using a planer, or you have to set your drag too loose to actually hook the fish. So this ProTech Offshore Fighting Grip is going to change planer fishing. From today forward, if you're using a planer and you don't have one of our ProTech Offshore Fighting Grips, then you're just cheating on yourself. And you do not want to cheat on yourself. Get one of these for fishing with the planer. It'll change the world. We have the bigger ProTech Offshore Fighting Grips for the larger planers. We have all the way up to a size 4, which is going to allow the bigger planer, bigger shock absorbing system, and it's all going to work in conjunction with the planer. It's absolutely going to revolutionize planer fishing from this point forward. ProTech Offshore Fighting Grip. Check us out, ProTechOffshore.com, to revolutionize planer fishing.